What's up, everybody? This is Jeremiah here, and today I'm gonna be reacting to the video Nobody Talks About How Peak Cars Really Was by Jutsu. Now, Cars was a fantastic movie. Not gonna hold you, fantastic. You know, the first Cars movie, 06, I think. Yes, 06. It was just peak, especially in that the four cars when the truck was sleeping. Got the four cars over there. You know, the red, like looking like colorful ones, like the orange, the purple, green, and blue ones. Yeah, that was a great scene right there. But overall, Cars was like, you know, great movie. Cars 2, I mean, they were trying something new. That same thing with like having the racing with the spy stuff. As a kid, I was like, hey, good movie. But you know, over time, people saying like it was kind of, you know, iffy, it was bad. So I don't know. But in Cars 3, you know, out of his prime, like dang man, he's racing with Jackson Storm and them those electric cars, man. It's crazy. But I think we're saying like there's a Cars 4, maybe, possibly. I don't know. I hope so, because you know, this is comeback season. You know, yeah, we here for that. But without further ado, let's react to the video.
Yes, sir. It's time for some more peak. This movie right here, bruh. You know what? Hold this. Ka-chow. So the movie starts off. We got our main guy here talking to himself. Bro, like, speed plus speed equals me. His partner opened up the door and bro came out like one of them ones, boy. Bro revving the engine like a YN in a Publix parking lot. And they deep in this mud. Look at all the flashing lights. An epileptic's worst nightmare. But this is the piston cup, and we got everybody getting laced up with the new grippers and running their early laps. I didn't really think about it, but in Cars, there isn't a person driving the cars. These are their bodies. Real deal sentient cars out here. So moving at 200 plus miles per hour around a track and crashing probably feels like catching a haymaker from Francis Ngannou. And you know McQueen had to put on that plot glaze. They got bro weaving the ruckus like he got a Sharon gun. And if the writers couldn't glaze this goofy enough, man's hit the vert off the heezy, started clip farming in this mug, got the twins in the stands foaming at the mouth. He catches all the way back up, but the dummy disregarded his pit crew. You would think after burning all that rubber, you would want to pit at least once, my brother. He even stopped in the pit just to tell his gang he only needed gas. Like we thought. The dummy selling the bad, cause he nears the last lap and blew a freaking tire. Who would have thought? Stripping chicks speed up and he pops another butt cheek, dragging them naked wheels across the finish line in the nick of time. And apparently McQueen is really a dickhead. Bro didn't say he a one-man show, so his crew quits on him mid-interview, and the press is really glazing, bro. Got chick looking lonely out here. And here comes another adult realization. So the twins pull up, and if memory serves me right, these cars are their bodies. So this means that Pixar had cars.
Look at the guy right there. Look at the guy right here. Creepo right here.
Cap, these mugs still hold up today. After all the waiting, the refs came on the intercom to tell us it ended up being a three-way tie, and the winners race again in 1 week to decide who the real Piston Cup winner. So it's time to head out, and McQueen is in a rush to get to Cali for the Piston Cup. But first, he has to go through his sponsor's tent, which is Rusty's, a company who sells bumper ointment. And no cap, I probably wouldn't want to be sponsored by these fools either. They got the equivalent to car herpes. Look at bro, he done glazed so hard his jaw done fell off. But McQueen ends up getting out of there, and here comes the song that had me in a chokehold as a kid.
Yes, sir, and I'm gonna ride it all night long.
All night long. Pause. But during this trip, Matt was getting tired and wanted to rest, but the red prick wouldn't let Matt get the beautiful slumber he so desired. Then he over here capped up telling Mac he'll stay up with him. Fool was asleep within 5 minutes of saying that bull. These YN cars came up on hooligan activity. Man started serenading Matt with the smooth jazz. Now our guy is slumped and started veering off the edge. Look, I knew that was a bunch of horse dookie, but this poor shawty came in on Karen timing. She was trying to prosecute McQueen to the fullest extent, all while bro over here trying to run negative game. Man's just the anti-riz. But Sally ends up getting docked to make McQueen fix the road of little old Radiator Springs. So now it's time for bro's parole work, and he has to pull this queso-sized machine name.
When I saw this, I'm like, dang, bro, that's crazy. like car, like a car, like legitly speaking, had to move that. McQueen had to move this. Oof.
messy to fix the road. Doc tells him it'll take about 5 days if he does it right. And by the pouting old look bro just gave, I knew it was up. They go to take off the boot and bro got in the wind. But Doc had that 200 IQ and only put enough gas in him where he'll stop right at the edge of town. Got the sheriff just over here cackling. So now they take him back to Radiator Springs to fix the road again. Meanwhile, 2 customers ride through town and everybody getting antsy cause they ain't seen tourists in years. Then they give McQueen that nigga treatment. Soon as he gets to blabbering, they lock their doors. Had me over here rolling, boy. And McQueen getting them visions of Chick getting the Dynaco sponsorship before him. Later went and told Doc he was done. And that mug is bumpier than a highway in Alabama. So they try to make him take it off. But bro like, hey cuz, do you know what a race car is? I can't be doing this crap. Doc was like, oh, we got us a racer, folks. Yes, well, let's race then, Goofy. Whoever wins has to fix the road the right way. So McQueen takes him up on his bet. These two go to the dirt track and it's a one lap takes all. But soon as they started, we see McQueen drifting like he on lap 7 of Baby Park. But bro is not a Tokyo drifter. He ends up eating straight dookie off the cliff. Mans can't turn for nothing. Went noggin first into some cactus. So McQueen now has to scrape up and redo the whole road.
Many hours later.
Yeah, we see bro been in his bag for real with that road work, but he is not nearly done. He actually went to the dirt track again to try his hand at that drift. To no avail though. The fool who is a living car doesn't know how to drive himself. But that's besides the point. Doc gives man some advice on how to make the drift, but of course, McQueen low-key still hating. So he shoos OG off.
Man,
so he goes back.
You gotta learn from the OGs, man. You got to learn from the OGs, bro. Well, I know you young and you know what you're doing, but hey, man, you gotta learn. You gotta sit back, relax, and let the OGs teach you how it's done. Legitly speaking, they know a thing or two.
To finish the road, and his Porsche crush went up to ask him if he wanted to stay at her Cone motel spot. Then he sees her car tramp stamp. Once again, a small detail for the adults that we didn't understand as kids. Well, at least I didn't. Mater over here yapping and challenges old McQueen to a tractor tipping competition. The fools go in and Mater demonstrates how the game goes and tips a tractor. Got my guy scared out his mind, tooting and pooting. But being a race car, McQueen doesn't have a horn, so he has to rev his engine. And Doc shoos him away and man started getting nosy. Then finds out that Doc has 3 piston cups and what's the legendary Hudson Hornet. All that nosiness got Doc over here in his feels. McQueen is ecstatic though and tries to tell everyone about Doc, but he low-key on meat and they don't believe this goofy anyways. So Sally fills up McQueen's tank. Going through these twisties together got them both riled up. So they stop at this old hotel. They gaze at the view and Sally tells McQueen how Radiator Springs used to be one of the most popular tourist spots until they put that dang interstate between them. The city used to be bustling and now it's a ghost town. Anyways, enough of the romance. We're back at town and made her up to no good. Bro done released the tractors, now they running amok through the town. McQueen went off to redirect one of the lost ones and stumbles upon Doc just sitting there like a smooth brain. McQueen just fiending for Doc to put the pedal down. Man's got the slicks on and everything. He gets his wish though and got the town folk flabbergasted. And the road looks nice too, no cap. While they all getting emotional cause they thought McQueen left, he slides in like, what we looking at? But before leaving, McQueen asks Luigi to give him a tire change and they got bro looking too icy, boy. The white wall tires Guido put on bro, too smooth. Then he makes his run through all the shops in town. Last stop at Pimp My Ride from Ramon. That Radiator Springs kid got Sally getting moist out here. While they all having a good time, out of nowhere, the paparazzi come through on McQueen's bumper. Turns out, Doc called them to get bro out of here. He low-key still hating. Mac.
That's called pit stop right there. Look at that again.
Work threw the tires up and laced McQueen with the new grippers before the mugs straight to work. Threw the tires up and laced McQueen with the new grippers before the mugs even hit the ground.
4 seconds. 4 seconds. 4 to 5 seconds, I say. Just look at his face. Locked in. He locked in. That's how you know he's serious.
Got
That's how you know
Chick's
they
pit
gonna
crew
win.
in shambles at this site, and here comes our bro's moment. After catching up, he gets bumped into the dirt and then hits the infamous counter drift to get back in it. Everyone thought it was cookies for him. Got these two tossing out Duck Dynasty quotes.
Float like a Cadillac, sting like a Beamer.
But as McQueen passes Chicken Strip, bro Chick had that hate building up in his engine. Bro was like, if I lose, you lose too, OG. And I mean losing your life. Bro rear-ended Strip and bro got into a nasty crash.
Foreshadowing of the third one. The foreshadowing of the third one.
Queen sees this and stops right at the finish line. Had me in my seat like... But bro goes back and pushes Strip across the line to show that sportsmanship. Chick might have won the cup, but he didn't win the people. They got back to the pits, and the Dynaco CEO still offers bro that max contract, but McQueen done unlocked his full plot armor. He don't. After this, we back in Radiator Springs, and bro McQueen done brought the traffic back to the city because he's setting up his racing HQ here. Bro won the racing fans over, got his girl, got some friends. What more can you ask for?
Speed.
Number 2.
Speed.
Who is Bozo?
Your speed? That Francesco.
Francesco? Yeah, he was. I like this character. I really did like this character. Even though he was a bit annoying, I really did like this character though. Really did.
Is triple speed. Oh!
The rivalry.
PTSD, mother the big three, nigga. It's just big me, nigga. Bum. I'm really like that.
So the movie starts, and we're getting these James Bond vibes. This fool came out the shadows talking about he was looking for a car. Like, no dip, Sherlock. Everybody you know is a car. It's not like there are any humans in this mug anyways.
Yeah.
But apparently bro has paid this crab boat to take him to this location. And I don't know what they got going on in here, but tell me why this battleship came out of thin air with the missile launcher ready for any smoke. The crab boat apologizes to Double O Honda.
Hold on. First off, sorry for the lack of awareness. Like, your first thing you do, you see a small boat just cruising around, looking like a fishing boat. The first thing you do,
Thin air with the missile launcher ready for
on site, really? Dang. On site? That's crazy.
any smoke. The crab boat apologizes to Double O Honda back there, but bro was already gone. Then it switches and he's dangling on the side of the boat like he's the real Peter Parker. So they pull up to this oil rig in the middle
More like Par Peter Parker. Hey. I know that joke was
of the ocean. Bro hits the zip, and what kind of gadgets these riders done gave these cars? We really got cars out here moving like they doing human tasks. Double O Honda rides up to the side of the oil rig. He gets to the top, and we find out bro's name is Finn McMissile, and whoever bro is trying to communicate with is not hearing the message. Meanwhile, there's a lot of villainous cars scheming something down here in the lot. Like here, Professor Zundap, an infamous weapons designer. The goons opened up the case and it looks just like any old camera, but Zundap tells them it's actually a dangerous weapon. Finn then goes to investigate further and gets spotted after discovering his partner was turned into a Rubik's Cube. So he starts letting off shots and ends up getting surrounded. So he swings away onto the crane and escapes onto one of the main floors. Bro is tearing through these goons, hit him with the oil slick maneuver. And look how long it took bro to hit the water. And I know it must have felt like concrete, because when bro hit the water, he completely dismantled. Finn goes up the roundabout and led all the goons to the helipad, where he seemingly jumped off to his demise. But we know he's a real guru with this spy stuff. Bro converted into a boat and started evading everybody. They all flabbergasted at how bro is still living. Then they shot a dang nuke at dude and thought they got him. Hey professor, he's DEAD. Dead. Yes, that meddling Honda is finally packed. But dude is indeed not dead and swam off. Then it pans to our favorite tow truck, Mater. He pulled behind this lemon car and hooked him up, taking him back to the city. But when he spots his homie McQueen, bro started tweaking and got dude's rear end getting mighty comfortable with that asphalt. He gets there and they hit a real handshake. All this tire bumping was low-key tough too. And we also get a sudden sad moment as Mater and McQueen reminisce about old Doc Hudson, who passed away between this movie and the first. But now it's time for best friend fun time, and they're getting into all kinds of mischief. But eventually, McQueen has to ditch Mater and go spend time with his shawty Sally. And it's really cool to see how they have rebuilt Radiator Springs into a renowned tourist spot. During Sally and McQueen's dinner, Mater crashes the occasion, but then we see some major news about this oil billionaire, Miles Axelrod, who sold his fortune and has devoted his life to making this renewable clean fuel, supposedly. And he's created the World Grand Prix race to put his new oil on the map. During his interview, they showed this stupidly fast car, Francesco Bernoulli. Somehow the topic of McQueen not racing comes up, and we find out Francesco is a dog. Bro is like, McQueen, is this yours king? I would gap that modified trash cannon to oblivion. Got the Radiator Springs crew heated. Mater had to call in just to talk his ish. Told him how McQueen would really dog bro out in the race. Everyone came in to see what the hype about, and Sally immediately starts salivating when she sees Francesco on the screen. Got McQueen questioning his relationship. Like, bro, get your shorty. So McQueen pulls Mater off the line and starts talking his junk too. These fools end up starting a beef and both agree to race in the upcoming World Grand Prix. So everybody gets loaded to head off for Japan for the first race. The car series is definitely still some heat, but it always baffles me when I realize how these are really some living motor vehicles. But they land in Japan and go sightseeing as soon as they touch down, and bro McQueen getting that global glaze. Man's got his own gift shop. Now they at the red carpet, and this event has pulled out all the stops. The venue is bonkers. McQueen tries to hit Mater up about how he needs to act around these other cars, cause bro isn't trying to get embarrassed, but Mater is an embarrassment magnet, cause they pull up to Francesco and stuff gets started between these two ops. Then it cuts to old Finn pulling up to the spot to do some surveillance. Another agent from a different agency came over to give him a message. She tells Finn that the photos came back negative for that camera being a weapon of destruction. Then she tells bro how they found out who the mastermind is behind that huge oil rig, and an American agent will drop it off by the end of the night. It cuts to Mater, and bro is about to eat a glob of wasabi because he thought it was ice cream. Like, bro. Alright, and the chef was trying to warn him too. You're cooked, buddy. While McQueen getting introduced, Mater came down the ramp like Mike with his tongue out. Stop it. That wasabi putting belt to butt on dude. All the cars in the event looking at McQueen like, is he with you? Bro, Mater even started leaking oil. That's like the equivalent of pissing your pants in the human world. So he went to get cleaned up, and what the heck is this bathroom? That mug kind of that's freaky, for real. It locked bro down and started going ham on dude. Then we see that American agent come in to drop the message to Finn, but the goons pulled up on timing and started giving dude CTE. Right before they finna grease old dude, Mater came out and the agent put the beacon onto Mater. Now the whole mission is getting tarnished. The agencies are thinking that Mater is the American agent. He went to tell McQueen that him and that agent got a date tomorrow, but it's really just a rendezvous for the agent to get the information. There's a scene switch to the real American agent, and it's not looking good for bro. They tell bro that the all-in-all Axelrod loves so much has a weakness. Once you hit it with an electrical pulse, it makes car go boom. And that grimy professor, you know what he did? Made the agent go boom. He really should have crashed out before he died, because he low-key went outside. It's the next day and time for the World Grand Prix race. Hi folks, it's Brent Mustang Burger with my niggas Daryl Cartrip and David Hobbscap. Today's race is one for the ages. David, could you tell us about it? Yes, Brent. So there will be 3 different courses, which will be for round the house racing. But we all know Francesco will be the winner of these races. And let me pause right here. Like, come on now, David. Get Francesco's exhaust out your mouth. Daryl had to step in to defend the American racing cars like McQueen, because these reporters are glazing. Down on the track, McQueen trying to hit his famous pre-race pep talk, but soon as he hit that speed plus speed equals me, Francesco was like,
why you hating, bro?
Got McQueen heated. The race starts and McQueen is really moving through these goofies. In another area of the course, we see Finn and Shawty conversing about the rendezvous with Mater later. Low key, whoever designed this racetrack, they was cooking. No cap. I could see this mug being a fire course in Mario Kart, but when that camera zoomed out, I knew somebody was finna get hold. He turned up the meter and pop goes the weasel. Miguel Camino is out for the count. During the commotion, the goons spot Mater and go off to stand on business, but Finn and Holly were on it and went to defend bro. She calls Mater and tells him to leave the pits, and Mater still thinks he's heading to a date, but he rides off and Finn is knocking the enemies off one by one. He's too smooth with it. But while Mater is following Holly's directions, he is still on the mic and causes McQueen to sell in the race. Now Francesco done grabbed the lead and wins the first race. So McQueen goes to press Mater afterwards and tells him to lock in before he tweaks out. Now Mater all sad and junk, and the press is on Miles's bumper. blaming his all-in-all for the spontaneous car combustions. It's the next day, and Mater goes to the airport to try and leave because McQueen is mad at dude, but Finn interrupts and takes bro somewhere they can talk. Finn introduced himself, and during the small talk, Finn spot the goons and takes Mater away to safety. They hop out the window and drive all the way through the airport runway. These sequences of scenes were so cold too. We got missiles, explosions, guns, fighter jets. This is really straight peak animation for real. But they make it onto the jet and took out all the goons in the process. On the private jet, they revealed the photo of the mastermind behind this whole thing, but come up short because the photo doesn't reveal anything actually, but only some parts that can be tracked. Mater does come in clutch though, telling them whoever the photo is of has gotten their parts replaced. And tell me why no one is asking the real question. Why is nobody legit checking bro? He's clearly not a spy. Now it's off to Paris, and these cars really just giving off that wee wee vibe, you get me? This scenery is low-key kind of tough too. They pull into this underground shopping center, and Finn spots some goons plotting some ish in the gully, but of course Mater being Mater gets spotted by the ops. So Buddy drives off, and they chasing him down through the street market. He ends up getting tripped, and they take him to the garage. He turns out to be Finn's informant, working with the goons undercover. They show Buddy the photo, and he basically said the same thing as Mater, but also that he's the one who sold Buddy all those new parts. But bro only did business over the phone, so he never got the chance to see him in person. So they deduce that all the goons are lemons, or cars that won't work, as Mater would say, and they all take orders from the lemon overlord who is in this photo. Next stop, Italy, and it's time to make some lemonade. Okay, my bad. Sorry for that joke. It was way funnier in my head. So the plan is to disguise Mater as a tow truck. He will tow in one of the head lemons to infiltrate the venue. Then it pans to McQueen pulling up to Luigi's hometown, all sad and mopey about the Mater situation. So Papa Luigi had to pull him aside to talk some sense into him. Back with Mater, they start putting bro's costume on and take him through the whole John Wick process. Man's got some new paint and they done pulled out the blickies. Now it's time for the next race of the World Grand Prix, and they still grilling Miles. But them people really came to see the duel between Francesco and McQueen. But bro is still down in the dumps about Mater. And this fool Francesco has to be one of the pettiest niggas I've ever seen. This goofy had me rolling every time he trolled McQueen. The race is off.
What's up everybody? Enjoying the video? That's great. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications to know when I upload another video. Also, tune into the live streams. Live on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So tune into whichever one that seems best for you. Also, join the Discord. Link in the description down below. And 98% of you guys are watching the videos. You guys be watching the videos so much, hit the subscribe button. It's free. Without further ado, let's get back into the video.
And these fools immediately getting the win down this track. But back at the lemon venue, they initiate plan Undercover Mater, turning bro right here into a vegetable and sending Mater in to replace him. The old lemon opened the gate and Mater took him in. And inside, they got the function turned up. These old Cadillacs and Lincolns playing blackjack and rolling dice in this mug. So they get the meeting started, and the head lemon isn't even there. Bro had to hop in on a Zoom call because he blew his clutch. So the head lemon proceeded with business as usual and put some fire under these other lemons. He dropped them flat screens down, and what do we know? Another racer done blew her engine. Got these geezers in here cackling. These fools foaming at the mouth watching the racers get shot down. But Holly uses that heat radar to detect the electro pulse coming from the camera. So Finn drives off towards the cameraman. Bro said, forget the street, and started house hopping. But he eventually got to his destination after parkouring through the streets of Italy as a freaking car. But these lemons are really locked in and had some precautionary measures lined up for dude. So the goons shot another car, causing a major wreck in the race. But McQueen and Francesco could give two chicken knuckles because they kept zooming towards the finish line, and McQueen wins the second race. So with this race being a failure, Axelrod had to halt any racers from using his Allenall fuel. In McQueen's interview, he said he's going to keep using the Allenall, and the lemons were not happy about that. So the head lemon decided he would put a hit out on McQueen and kill him for wanting to use the Allenall. But that freaked Mater out, and he broke his disguise gadget. Now he's back in base form, and when his Siri malfunctioned, he started letting loose on the lemons. And there's no freaking way out of all these shots Mater just let loose, he didn't hit not one of these fools. But hey, that's that Disney magic. But Mater got Hall of Fame luck and escaped by accident to warn McQueen about the lemons, calling for backup. We have a rust bucket at gate 9. tweaking. But Mater barges in anyway and tries to call McQueen. McQueen ended up spotting his toe, but when he made his way through this paparazzi, the Opto truck was there instead, meaning they done got our boy Mater. The goons take him to this trailer and put him to sleep with the laughing gas. Bro is in his dreams going through an identity crisis, reminiscing on all the times he's been holed this trip, but he wakes up tied to the clock Big Ben. We then see Finn and Holly are also tied up, and while talking, Mater finally reveals he's not a spy. He never claimed to be and been trying to tell them the whole time. Then the Lemons pull up to their sniper spot to shoot McQueen. Down with McQueen, we see he's called the whole Radiator Springs crew to Italy. He just knew something was off when he thought he saw Mater, because he ended up not even going home. Axelrod drives up to thank McQueen for using the Alanol steel. The race starts, and look at the Lemons, grinning from headlight to headlight. Preying on these racers' downfall like this is just pure meat eating. As McQueen heads towards Big Ben, the goons heat the laser up, and right before greasing McQueen, he hits a corner getting out of their view, but they say they're gonna move to plan B and just blow that boy McQueen up next time he stops in the pits. So the Lemons leave and Mater spams his miniguns to break out of the ropes. He plays with death on these clock gears and Finn tells him to go free McQueen. So Mater drives off and then Holly locks in for the clutch. She shot her electric ropes and reversed the clock's gears. So they both haul booty to go back up Mater. He warns everyone to get out the pit, but Finn tells bro that they actually replaced Mater's air filter with a bomb. So Mater runs away from McQueen while Dr. Doofenshmirtz is waiting to press the kill button. But Mater's Siri malfunctioned again and turned his rocket boosters on. Now him and McQueen flying through London like some crash outs. Bro was spamming the button too, and I guess they left the range or something. That's why the bomb didn't work. But everyone is now in pursuit of McQueen, both good and bad. But Finn calls ISO on the professor, and ain't no way Finn letting this Volkswagen drag him down this alleyway. But bro was a gadget away from calling game. He sent them sticky grenades into the ship, blowing it up. So Finn takes the professor to Mater and them, and they start pressing bro about the bomb. But in all this panic, they just end up shortening Mater's lifespan to about 3 minutes. But the Lemons surround bro, and Mater tried to pull out the ultimate weapon, the talk, the sad speech that always makes the villains rethink all their life choices. But this time, it didn't work because they had an all-out brawl in the streets. But these fools get caught in the end, and they still can't figure out how to get this bomb off Mater. But Mater drives off with a plan though. He launches up into the air with McQueen, and they fly all the way back to the main stage where the queen was. Mater tried to explain the situation, but when everyone seen that bomb, it was locked in. Had the blickies pointed right at Mater's dome. When everyone settled down, Mater pulled a 6'9" and snitched on Miles Axelrod. He explains how it was him the whole time, from leaking oil at the party to the ordering of all the new car parts, because Mr. Axelrod here is actually a lemon.
Twist.
So Mater pressed bro and let the shot clock wind all the way down to 1 before Axelrod said deactivate, because he was actually the evil mastermind. So Mater saves the day and gets the honor to become a Knight of London, Sir Toe Mater. Now, not only is McQueen a viral phenom, but Mater is now the savior of London. So Radiator Springs is booming better than ever. They got Mater at the gas station telling the stories to the tourists. We also found out why McQueen didn't explode when the button was pressed. Sarge switched the oil to Fillmore's organic fuel because he never trusted Axelrod from the jump. And a couple hours later, we see the racers from the World Grand Prix lined up for the new annual Radiator Springs Grand Prix. They lined up and took off for the races when it hit green. Mater asked Finn could he keep the rocket boosters, blasting all the way past these fools. So the movie starts and we got McQueen in the dark giving some self-glaze. Bro hit that speed.
This is 3.
I am speed. And I was thinking to myself, the last time you said that bull lightning, you popped 2 buck cheeks and barely ended your race in a 3-way tie. But of course, Mater had to interrupt the lock-in. So bro backed out the trailer and McQueen started reminiscing about old Doc Hudson. He dedicated the race to our guy and rode out on timing. And pause right here. Mater has to be one of the best friends anyone can have. Cause one thing bro gonna do is keep it real and support his friends. And McQueen talking jump mid-race telling Cal his blinker was on while he passed him. Had bro's mouth dropped. Then McQueen pulled into the pit and Guido is still that guy. Bro is a one-man pit crew. Going around the last curve, McQueen comes out with the dub and leaving just McQueen to represent the old.
It's the new gems and old school. It's old school versus new school. To be honest with you. Now, once Cars 1, he was a rookie. He was a rookie phenom. Now in Cars 3, he one of the OGs. He's one of the real ones. It's natural versus electric. Everybody, when all his rivals are getting retire. He's the only one left, and now he's racing a bunch of YNs. YNs is crazy, but a bunch of like all electrics and stuff like that. And it's a step up because guess what? The younger, faster. Oof, it's tough.
Guys in the spring in bro's face like how Lance Stevenson was to LeBron. Bro told him he had a good run and mans pushed through to the barrier. Young buck after young buck. All that pedal to the middle got McQueen's carburetor busted and he crashes into the wall. And that was a crazy crash, I can't lie. Had Sally on the sidelines like, oh no. Bro got dead so dirty they gave him a slow-mo sequence into some spotlight treatment. It faded out and we are at Radiator Springs with it. McQueen's is in a slump. Bro done put on a car cover and has been marinating in Doc Hudson's old shed for weeks. The racing scene is thinking bro has retired. Bro really cycling through them Doc Hudson flashbacks too. Where Reggie at? Bro must have not had a dad growing up. Bro said he was gonna ride around the block, grab some motor oil, and never came back. Actually, how does that work anyways? Do the cars like give birth and stuff? Or maybe they just like transfer consciousness into other cars as they get older? Anyways, Shelly came in trying to cheer bro up, and this one of them real gems of a lady. Or a car, I guess, I don't know. She told it to him straight, with love. Basically said, hey babe, you need to switch it up on these niggas real quick. Then Mater came in on his shenanigans and went to go call up Rusty and Dusty. They put the sponsors on the silly, and McQueen is over here edging the game. He was dragging it so bad they thought he was finna retire, but he said it was time to get back to the grind. So Ouija knocked off that primer and Mans was back to himself. McQueen and Mac pull off onto one of them cross-country road trips, and I regret to inform you, but the song for this trip just don't hit like that. Life is a highway, I'm gonna ride it all night long. Pause. They pull up to the new Rusty's Racing Center, and the paparazzi was on McQueen's bumper. Mans cruised through the place and was in awe. Then Rusty and Dusty came over to break the news to Guy. These two goofies then sold the company to this new tech mogul Sterling for like a couple bill probably. You're done. Had McQueen begging to be in the starting lineup, so he gave bro one last chance under the condition that Cruz still trains him. So he took off racing down the beach and wanted to know his speeds. So on the next lap, this was a total disaster. Cruz was one of those iPad kids growing up. She can't function when she actually touches grass. It took these two all day just to get one good lap in. And even then, this slow fool only topped out at 198. Then McQueen had the bright idea to sneak into a dirt derby race to get back into his groove. So Mac dressed up as a dang party supply truck while McQueen got dirtied up for this supposed race. But this grimy looking event manager started hitting the Doomfenshmirtz laugh and all chaos started breaking loose. Then when they tried to head out, the guy locks them in, forcing them to race. Then we get introduced to Miss Fritter and her grunts. This is a dang cracked out battle royale race. They get to scooting down the track and I'm talking this absolute chaos and crash out festivities going on everywhere. People made Matt pull over. She started wearing her heart on her sleeve, had McQueen feeling bad and jump because she's always wanted to be a racer. And take a guess why that reason was. It was because of McQueen. She was fanned out as a kid and wanted to be just like dude, but at her first race, she choked and felt she didn't belong around all them V12 engines and American muscle, so she just quit. Then we get a sad scene of Cruz riding off all sad and jump. While McQueen is resting that night, he sees the news of Jackson. That nigga is zooming! And of course Chick Hicks, the meat rider, had to show McQueen's little derby moment.
This dude's a freaking hater, bro. Leave the man alone. Leave the man alone, bro.
Him hearing the news just hating on his name got bro looking tarnished. Old shawty on the TV said bro has less than a 2% chance of winning. So McQueen calls Mater and tells him he's all out of ideas and doesn't know what to do. Then Mater says something that changed his perspective. So make a little pit stop to Doc's old stomping grounds. The place looks like somewhere they race horses, not cars, but whatever floats their boat. They get a bar to link up with all the racing greats. And they knew McQueen was there to get his mojo back. At the table, everyone started talking about Doc Hudson and how he was a dog back in the day. McQueen pulled Smokey to the side to ask for some help. So Smokey took him to the shop to show bro all the letters Doc had sent since coaching McQueen. Had McQueen all in his feels. But that was all it took. They went straight to the track to start the training arc. Meanwhile, Jackson Storm steady breaking speed records. So Smokey cuts the mufflers off Cruz and uses her to simulate being Jackson Storm for McQueen. After that lap, the training started getting out of hand. I don't know what they doing at this point, but McQueen got 2 days left and nigga is still slow. The gang goes to watch some.
No, bro. Yo. Come on, bro. It means you got to change the engine at least, bro. Because you got 2 days left and there's no progress at all. Brother, man.
Film on Doc and pulled out some mythical bag work. They're going to teach McQueen to draft so bro can get in his OG bag. They took bro to the fields so he could draft with the herd. As it started, mans was doing good, using all those OG tactics to the max. But then Cruz went try hard for once and blew past dude despite all his efforts. Now he heading to Florida with the L in the back of his mind. It pans to the racing stadium and this mug couldn't look any more lit than this. They got this mug booming. Down in the trailer, McQueen is having second thoughts about the race now because of Cruz, but rides off to the pits for the lineup and was greeted by his shorty. But mid-convo, Storm came in on his poetry. Man's down here talking like a goofy you really want to hit cross the face. The race is on and Smokey put some pep in his step because when that flag dropped, McQueen was on go. He getting in the wind, zooming through all these speedsters. He really wants first and speeds up. In the pits, Sterling is over here ripping Cruz a new one because she's acting like a racer and he pays her to train. Low key, Sterling a dickhead for real. He could have let her at least finish watching the race, but McQueen was listening and told Smokey to get Cruz back because he's realized who the real racer in this stadium is. She pulls up as bro gets to the pits and Guido hooks her up with the racing drip. Then Ramon suited her up with the cleanest graffiti 95 paint job a nigga could give in less than 5 minutes. So after a quick,
I mean, like that in like 5 minutes is actually kind of nice. I'm not gonna hold you. That in 5 minutes is actually impressive. That's really impressive.
Graffiti 95 paint job a nigga could give in less than 5 minutes. So after a quick tap sis, Cruz heads off to the race, but when it started back up, she was beginning to lose it. Then McQueen was telling Smokey to tell her a bunch of random sayings to get her head back into it. But after the third one, Smokey was like, I ain't saying that, and gave McQueen the headset. Once McQueen got on the mic, everything started flowing like butter. She moved herself all the way up to top 20. After a bit more racing, Cruz comes in to pit stop, but we all know Guido got her right back into it. Hey Cruz, you in that nigga head. A real champ could never. Now that Cruz is locked in, she has caught all the way up to second, right behind Storm. Came out the shadows using that drafting technique. And she knew what she was doing too. Cruz had her Siri talking trash to Storm. Siri said, "There is slow traffic ahead, slow traffic ahead." All this ignorance back here got Storm heated. Broden went full crash out and started mushing Cruz against the sidewall.
Guess what McQueen did? Remember when McQueen did the flip thing? Again, another foreshadowing.
But her plot armor said otherwise. Cause bro, you was just trying to send her packing on her way because she was just trying to watch the race. Get out my face with all that junk. But Cruz ain't no fool. She told Sterling to eat dookie, and then the Dynaco owner came to offer her the new racing spot, and she quit working for Sterling the dickhead on the spot. And turns out, this dub counts as both Cruz's and McQueen's. Hey, McQueen, that dub kinda Mickey'd out if you ask me. But hey, a dub. Now Cruz is a top racer, and McQueen gets to decide when he wants to retire since he won the bet with Sterling. The group heads to Radiator Springs and are all at the old dirt track. Cruz pulls up with her new paint job, had everybody flabbergasted at the trip, and she rocking Doc's old number. But then the freshman OG pulled up and mug goes stupid. We also find out that Tex, the Dynaco owner, bought out Rusty's from Sterling. So now McQueen is Cruz's new pit chief, and the story ends in style. Hey, this movie was definitely a good one to seal off the Cars trilogy. It most definitely gets a certified banger on my banger scale. Hey, JMF, thanks for the support. We moving. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and go on by them heads. Dear Lord Jesus, your children come here again for this video to pray for one another, dear Lord. We pray for each other's well-being, mental state, good health, and family. Most importantly, we pray for our relationship with you, our Holy Father. We ask that you continue to strengthen us every day and allowing us to battle through the trials so that we can come up stronger and prepared for the enemy's attacks. We pray these words in your name. Amen. See ya.
Jutsu Mafia, hidden technique.
Yo, shout out to Jutsu, man. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah. The Cars trilogy, certified, man. It's certified. 1 peak, 2, it was alright. 3, solidified. Just end it off there. But I'm hearing rumors that there's a 4 going on. I'm like, yo, like maybe like it's McQueen's comeback. And if there is a 4, he has to upgrade the whole thing. He has to upgrade the top from top to bottom. Like engine, the tires, the everything he has to change. He has to upgrade, bro. Cause he gotta compete with these guys. Gotta compete. Has to compete with these guys. Cause like I know, cause Cars 1 he was a rookie, and now Cars 3 he's like, I think like close to like a vet thing. Cause he's still young. He's not like Dinoco and like the other guy from like the first one. I think he's like upward. He's like, let's say this is Cars 1, like the first Cars. Cars 2, Cars 3. He's like right around here. He's like I'm gonna be like year 7, year 8, year 9ish. He's like, I think he's like mainly like like the close to 30s, 31, like 28, 29, 30, 31. So he's like kind of in his prime years. Cause I know him in the rookie years. Nah, he was just young. I think now he's in his like kind of like in his like prime, almost ending years, stuff like that. But he still got more in him. He still got more in him. Just what I gotta say. Just upgrade everything. Just upgrade everything. But again, shout out to Jutsu for the fantastic Cars Trilogy video, man. God bless you, my boy. God bless you. The original video will link in the description down below. Follow me on all the socials. With that being said, this is Jeremiah. God bless you. Jesus loves you. And be safe. I'm out of here. Peace.